Hey friends, this is Bobby Shanks, owner of Shanks Realty Group, and with me today
is Ian, owner of Connect Video.
So today is a quirky episode. It was supposed to be episode 100, but we're missing our special little co-star Donna Mitchell because, quite frankly, we're really busy right now, and she just couldn't make it in. So, we are calling this episode
99 and a half.
99 and a half. So we'll have Donna come and join us next week. So let's get down to business here. Here's what we're going to talk about today. Shanks Realty Group is hiring, recruiting, training, mentoring, coaching new real estate agents. We are going to be having a little social gathering here at the office on Cardinals home opener, April 7th. So stay tuned for that. That'll be open to everyone. We're going to talk about some tips for home sellers, and that's why we have Ian here today, because he is our marketing expert as far as all things video, photography, distribution through all the different platforms, etc. And then we're going to specifically talk about some tips for video and things like that.
Yeah.
So, well, on that note, let's get down to business. So,
so stay tuned for next week when we'll do the official episode, and Donna will be hanging out with us.
Official episode 100.
Yeah,
with Donna Mitchell. And but look, on that note, man, I'm telling you, it's like this every single year. We, after Thanksgiving, it slows down. After Christmas, it really slows down. It's seasonal. So January and February are kind of slow. Usually after a Valentine's Day is when things start to start hopping.
Yeah.
Sometimes it hops really quick and really fast. And other times it's like this stall. And for whatever reason, I don't know, call it gas prices. This has been one of those years where it just took like an extra 30 days after Valentine's Day for things to, frankly, kind of get crazy. And they are. So that's why Donna's out today, because she's quoting home loans and working on very specific packages for people with unique scenarios, and closing on a couple deals.
Yeah.
So,
and she's the best at it. So
she's number one in her office.
So,
yeah. So let's talk about Shanks Realty Group. We are hiring, recruiting, training, coaching new agents as well as existing agents. And here's the deal. People will come and to this brokerage, will be attracted to this environment and this culture, probably for, various reasons. I'm going to say the thing that's going to get their foot in the door, the one hot topic among a lot of real estate agents, myself included, because I come from this background, is if you're with a big brand, and I don't need to mention their names. They're all great companies.
Oh, all fantastic.
And have been in business for years and decades. But in order to sustain that huge corporate machine, those realtors pay enormous. Like in some cases, they pay more fees to their brokerage than they're paying in taxes. It's crazy. And so one thing that a lot of people come to me for is, well, how much does it cost for me to move my license to Shanks Realty Group? If you're in that place where, you're thinking, my gosh, this $15,000, $20,000, $23,000 a year that I'm paying to my brokerage is just absurd. Don't disagree with you. Come check us out. A couple other things. I've been in real estate now for
17.
It's either 16 or 17.
Yeah,
let's just call it almost 2 decades. And for many years, especially the last few years, I have been training and mentoring and weekly and or sometimes even daily coaching agents to reach their highest potential and their success. And look, here's the deal. I want you to hear this. It does you no good to make a great living no matter what you're doing. But in this scenario, it makes no sense to make a great living and be the best that you are with your clients and other agents, and whether you make $50,000 a year or $1 million a year selling real estate, if you don't have a balanced life.
Mm-hmm.
Your family should still be happy. Your family should still have access to you. You should be hopefully either are or working in the direction of being physically and mentally healthy yourself, mm-hmm. spiritually healthy as well. And so part of the coaching and the mentoring that people will get here through me is how to keep their life in balance, number one. And then number two, less important, how to be successful in real estate sales. And when I got to a point in my career where I finally convinced myself that's what I needed to do, a lot of magical things really started to happen. So that's just one example, a couple of examples of what people can expect if they want to come here and mm-hmm. meet with you, meet with Donna, meet with a couple of our other agents as well as myself. And so if you're in that mindset, give us a call.
Cool.
Real estate, opening day.
Yeah. So April 7th, we finally have a baseball season that's going to happen. So one of the big things that you've always done is you do a lot of PR events, and mm-hmm. It brings the community together. It brings a lot of different, like, past clients, new clients, just people that are driving by, and it looks like a really fun time. So literally in the place we're sitting right now, there's a big screen right over here.
Yeah, we'll have this place packed. It'll be fun.
The Cardinals game will be playing on that. Food, beer, alcohol.
We grill. We have a tent. We grill the whole bit.
So that day, I think the game starts at 3:15. So this event probably will start at like 2:30.
Oh, I don't know. I'll probably get here around noon and get stuff set up. So 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Honestly, just whenever. Like last year, I don't know. We had dozens and dozens of people, and some stayed for the whole game, and some just came by to have a beer or two, have a brat, and watch the game for 30 minutes and then take off.
For an introvert like myself, it's way better than going downtown and tailgating and walking in and all that stuff. It's way more fun coming here. So look out for that. We're gonna also email out,
and it's family friendly.
Yeah, we're gonna email the details out. So if oh, and how do we RSVP? Just send him a quick message.
Yeah, you can just DM me, slide into the DM, or text me, call me, whatever. And I guess I'll probably go ahead and put something up on like Facebook, Eventbrite, something like that, just so people can RSVP there. So stay tuned on that. But for now, because we're 2 weeks, two something weeks like out.
Just send me a message.
Just let me know. Let me know so we can plan ahead, really, just for the food.
Yeah. And this is kind of one of the really cool things about this particular brokerage is there's a lot of things like that happen every year that a lot of other places won't offer, or you're footing the whole bill for that event. Mm-hmm. Whereas here, if you were an agent here, you could invite your entire clientele to this event, to this party. And that's just an amazing way to
absolutely right.
Keep hitting your sphere of influence, keep just even having a conversation with them, like face to face, and digging into a conversation. And then next thing you know, you've got a lead on a potential home sale because their friends are interested.
So here's the thing. We live in a day and an age where you buy stuff, you do it online. Short of going to a doctor or a dentist where someone actually has to put their hands on you, you can do virtually everything online now. Mm-hmm. But there's one thing you cannot do online. You couldn't do it last year. You couldn't do it 100 years ago, and you won't be able to do it 100 years from now. You cannot have deep-rooted, lifelong relationships with your customers unless you are actually face-to-face with them. I'm just a firm believer in that. And so one of the things that we talk about when we're recruiting new agents and training them is we show them, look, would you I know that I'm going to throw some absurd numbers out here, but they're not absurd because these are actual numbers. Would you rather spend $15,000 a month on Zillow advertising, for which, by the way, they no longer display the agents anymore? You just have to click on a button, contact agent, and it's randomly selected now. Would you rather spend $15,000 a month to get a 2% return on your investment? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Or would you rather throw a party or an open house or a PR event or something like that around the holidays, whether it's holidays or sporting events, birthday, you name it, and be face-to-face with the people so that they can get to know you and you can get to know them. And that will grow your referral business literally for a lifetime.
Yeah.
And people really like that, and it entrenches you in your community and keeps you involved. So this is just one example of the probably 6 times a year that we do a PR event, and you're going to be invited.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
So I want to talk about tips for home sellers.
Okay. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
Well, I'll take a quick poke at it.
Okay.
So speaking of tip, I'm going to think like the tip of a sword, right? What's the most important piece of a sword? It's the tip, because that's the longest piece. It's the thing that, it's kind of a bad analogy, but if you're, slashing at something, it's the one thing that, right, it's out in front. When I see real estate photos or video where the front of the house looks bad, and look, the house could look great, but if the grass is yucky, the landscaping's no good, it could be a rainy, dreary day. I mean, think of what we do. It's cold and rainy outside right now. We'll photograph today, but when we go online, it'll look like we were on Malibu Beach. Right? Because we'll take care, right? We'll edit the photos and stuff. So my big tip is for home sellers is and especially now that it's March, if you're going to be listing your home here, get busy on your landscaping. Listen, I even have people that paint their lawn. Like I have a company that I can call and say, hey, $250, I need the front yard painted.
Yeah.
And it'll be this perfect John Deere green paint. And you won't even know. So first picture on any internet website that anybody clicks on, or on a mobile app, whether it's Zillow, Realtor.com, HomeSource, whatever, it's the front of the house and it's got to look great.
So this Saturday,
it's the prom photo.
My fiance and her sister and we were all driving around in a fun little golf cart that her dad bought.
Okay.
So we're driving around and just, minding our own business, whatever. And then
in a go-kart,
she stops me in my tracks and she says, Ian, look how green that grass is on that house. First of all, I didn't even see it.
Yeah.
But the fact that every other house here, bad,
Brown town.
And then the one that she saw is the one that also happened to have a sign in the yard.
For sale.
Yes.
Okay.
So
case in point.
Think about it that way, that you just want to increase your property value in any way you can. And that's just a really quick and dirty way to get it done. And again, if you don't want to cut your grass, there's places that'll cut your grass. There's places that'll come and trim it up and, edge it and make it look nice. And, just that one little thing, will be the difference between, 20 offers and 25 offers. And there's that extra 5 is where you really get some magic.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, and we haven't even moved to the inside of the house.
Yeah.
But coming out of winter, it is a hard time of year to photograph a house, especially on the outside. And I can tell you from years of experience that when somebody, look, this is how people shop for houses. This is it. The realtor at that point is a project manager and a negotiator. And other than that, we smile and open doors. So when somebody's going like this, click, 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 or I should say swipe, 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 because all they're seeing is ugly gray clouds and, trees with no leaves. It kind of looks like a Richard Burton, and brown grass. The one house, like the one you just mentioned, will be the one that they'll go, oh, they'll stop there. And that will be the house that I will say, compared to its peers, right, its comparables, it will receive the highest priced offers.
And, you just got to think about it from the perspective of the people looking at the homes. They're imagining themselves in that home. They're imagining their world being with that home involved in it. And to be honest with you, if they don't get that like warm, fuzzy feeling, like it doesn't look like a spring day where, the kids are playing in the yard, or it's, they're not imagining, that day where, they come home from work and they got a promotion and stuff. And there's like these positive, I hate the word vibes, but it's just, these positive emotions that are associated with those pictures, then they don't want it, because they don't want a negative home. They want
100% agree.
And again, so let's also keep in mind that there are homes that sell other ways. That's not the perfect way. It's not the only way. There are people out there that are just trying to buy houses at the lowest bottom dollar and flip of them. There's tons of other buyers that are not your 4-family mom, dad, son, daughter, going to school. They're going to live in it for 25 years. There's other people out there that are buying homes. It's not just those people.
Right.
But even the flippers find value in better photos, in better video and stuff like that. So we talk a lot about it from this, like, picturesque, beautiful family that wants to live there. Like, they're not the only ones that find value in the, high quality videos, high quality photos, because in the end, it's an asset. And if their asset looks better to the public, etc., they're still gonna,
and I should point this out, that what we do is, it doesn't matter to us whether we are doing a $20,000 quarter acre lot, or we're doing, and actually this is coming up here next month, or even a $2 million home on 40 acres. All of our homes are photographed and videoed and go through the same systems and process, no matter what their price range is, because we have a proven system that works over and over and over. And when I say it works, I mean, and I don't just mean because the market's super hot right now. I'm talking about for years.
Yeah.
Our properties always get the most amount of money in the least amount of time. And I could not count. Now, I'm going to toot my own horn here. Toot, 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 toot. I guess this is a show for doing that a little bit. I cannot tell you how many times, even during the recession, right over a decade ago, that I would bring offers to my client and they would be like, no way. No way did they offer that. And if you are listing your home and your front yard, actually your whole yard, but especially your front, because that's the photograph that everybody sees on the first page of whatever website they're on. If your realtor is not talking to you about what you can do to improve and beautify your curb appeal, you got the wrong person. I'm not sorry I said what I said.
I don't disagree.
Moving on. What else you got? Tips for sellers.
So I was thinking along the lines of, why are you using someone who is going to hire a professional, like a professional video and photo and whatnot, because there are a lot of, people who take videos and photos of properties. They're a dime a dozen, there's a ton out there, but a lot
that is true.
but a lot of them are only looking at it from a videography and a photography perspective.
Yeah.
I would say 99.9% of them, because I have never met a single other one that isn't thinking about, oh, well, I use this lens, so it lets me shoot at this level and this and this and this and this.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't really give a crap, because I'm just trying to make the house look better and sell better. And everything I'm doing in the entire process is to make the property sell better for the realtor and for the homeowner at the time. That's that's the only lens that I do anything through.
Mhm.
Whereas
I like the way you say that.
Yeah.
That actually is the true lens
Yeah.
to use.
Whereas the other, and I'm not trying to bash them, because I just don't think that they think along those terms. Most of them are thinking, how do I, like, they're more showcasing themselves than they are the property.
Yes.
Like, honestly, I don't need a video like that to showcase my talent or what I'm doing or my skill set.
Right.
Which is what 99% of other people who do the same job as I do, it's what they do, is they're using every video to, oh, I want to make better videos, better. And I'm like, oh, well, I don't really care about making better videos. I actually care about helping you sell your house better, because in turn, that's, how I stay in business.
Yeah.
Is through that lens. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And you used a word there that I use. I don't know. I probably use it 50 times a week. And that word is showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's so funny. This is a blast from my childhood. So when you say the word showcase, and when I say the word, and whether we're talking about, something very special or very unique about a home, like whether it's a kitchen, or it could be a water feature in the yard, just something special. And I'll say to you, like, I really want to showcase that. So make sure we get lots of angles and do your magic. Mm-hmm. In my mind, I always think about back in the day, the Wheel of Fortune.
Oh,
when Pat would say, whatever, and then Vanna White would be like, with her big smile. And now that is in fact, they called it the Showdown Showcase or the Showcase or whatever. And to me, that's what I'm thinking. And look, not every room, not every corner of a house, inside or out, can be a showcase. Mm-hmm. But when you have those 1, 2, or 3 showcase items,
every house has it.
Every house has it.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's an $80,000 house. There's something to be showcased.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you may have to set it up a little bit, rearrange a room, or ask the seller to
every house
move the bales of hay somewhere else, or
every house has a thing that is the showcase.
Absolutely. Yeah. And knowing where to put those showcase items in a video, not just but by seconds, right? Because we know statistically how long people look at videos, and the different segments of a person who looks at a video for 3 seconds versus 15 seconds versus the whole video, etc. But also knowing where to put that showcase picture in the slide index. So when people are going like this, we make sure that showcase item is in the right position to make someone pause. Or as I like to say, swipe right instead of swipe left.
Well, so this actually leads into the main point I wanted to make, was that I have a formula of how I put every single one of the videos together. Now,
yes, you do.
You could probably
it works.
You could go probably to like the last 5 or 10 and maybe scribble it down or something. But the gist of what I do is I front load every single video. Mm-hmm. I front load it with the best features, the best this, the best. And then I also, I don't omit the things that are not as appealing to everyone, but I front load. And the reason I front load is because if you think about it in movies, and I think about it in terms of like a Star Wars movie. So if most people who are fans, and I used to watch this when I was younger, so it makes sense to me. But if there were not like 8 or 10 different storylines always happening, it would be the most boring movie ever. So if for example, when
Good example.
when Luke Skywalker goes to light speed, well, guess what? It's probably like a 30 to 45 minute trip. If we just stayed with Luke the entire time,
right,
it would just be boring because he'd just be sitting around twiddling his thumbs, playing some chess or whatever, just to pass the time, reading a book. I don't know what he would be doing.
You have to keep it moving.
Yeah, and so, but when he, his journey to another planet starts, well, we can hop over to this storyline. We can hop over to that. And so why we front load everything is because we want to, one, give context, and number two, we want to establish a reason for someone to stay throughout the entire video.
Yes.
So
absolutely.
If I started with like the kid's bedroom that has like 3 different colors of paint on the wall, 12 different toys from all different years that they were had birthday parties, and a fort in the corner of the place.
Right.
You know what? Like, if that's the first thing you saw, like, you're automatically thinking to the clutter that you have in your home and the basement that you have to clean out and the stress. But if we go straight into this wide open living room and hallway and kitchen and like dining area and everything, and then we show a beautiful big master bedroom with a walk-in closet, you're like, okay, I can do this. And then the other features, they tend to be like, okay, I have all these amazing things. I can. Those are some of the things I can deal with.
So I'm going to say something that you said completely different.
Yeah.
What you do better than anybody I've ever seen is you tell a story.
Yeah, it is a story.
Because, video for real estate is, I was doing video for real estate when I started my career, and YouTube was barely off its knees of being a toddler yet. That's how long I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Now, video, as far as I'm concerned, if you're this maybe sounds a little harsh, but if you're a real estate professional who is not utilizing video to do 2 things: tell a personal story, a brand story about yourself, so to give yourself your due credit.
Yeah.
But most importantly, when you do have a new home to sell, or lot or land or just whatever the real estate is, if you don't make that video tell its story, first of all, if you're not doing video, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
Number 2, sorry, not sorry. Hope that wasn't too harsh. Number 2 is if you are doing video, but you're doing it, circa 1999, stuff, which is basically the equivalent of these days of using a low resolution phone, and then doing virtually no editing whatsoever other than what's on your phone. You actually could be doing a disservice
to your client.
Yeah, because you could make it look bad.
Well,
and I've seen so many. They're laughable.
So, okay, 2 quick things. I know I can be long-winded, but I'm going to try and go.
Well, we're both guilty of that.
Okay, so there's an Instagram account that I follow, and it's a custom home builder in like Dallas, Texas. And they're making all these beautiful modern homes, and they have a ton of followers, and they're the most gorgeous homes, and like I would love to live in one. But their video is actually the video is not what's making the properties do well on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's the properties themselves. So their video, and here's what their biggest, this is their cardinal sin.
I see where you're going.
Is they use slow motion, and then they speed up. They use slow motion, they speed up, they slow motion, speed up, slow motion, speed up. And they go room to room. So they walk in the front door, and then they show the first thing that you see. And then they speed up as they walk up the stairs and then show the next room. And then
I've seen so many of those.
And then they just go here, and then they go here, and then they like speed up in the middle part. And what happens is I'm actually really studying like heart rate right now. And so what the biggest issue with that is
so much.
The biggest issue with that is because every time you speed the video up and you do fast motion or whatever you want to call it, the heart rate will increase regardless. So the issue is I want the person's heart rate to increase because they're looking at a home that they are excited about.
Yeah.
They're getting the butterflies. But if I'm artificially increasing the heart rate through faster motion, through music that's upbeat and poppy and, super
time and a place.
Yeah, exactly.
Time and a place.
Like that's perfect for other things. But for what we're doing here is I want that home that I'm showcasing to be the one that increases the heart rate and gives you the butterflies.
Yeah.
Not the fast, quick cuts and this blah, 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 blah. This is, cool.
Yeah.
That is artificially increasing the
So
heart rate.
my opinion is,
and it's going to, in the end, when they actually get to that home, they're not going to get that same feeling.
no, they're not. I love that style of video. Save it for hip hop videos.
Exactly.
Save it for MTV, save it for The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, right? Save it for that stuff. But there's also, in addition to talking about the senses, in addition to heart rate, like how long does it take for the eyeball, especially an older eyeball like mine, that when it goes, right, like it goes from fast to slow, well, how long does it take for the eye to focus?
Yeah.
So that's half a second. And then how long is it on there before it speeds up again? And so let's say that, here's a whole screen that was just served to my eyeballs. Well, I may have only consumed that much of it. And if you're doing something like a Six Flags video for a television commercial, that's fine. For selling a home, not fine.
And
for not showcasing, it's no good.
I will use like a quick, fast, transition to get you from outside the home to inside the home.
Sure.
Just to kind of speed the video up a little bit. But when it's constant. And that's the one thing I see on so many real estate videos, regardless of who I'm seeing create the video, is they're not slowing the video down enough to allow the person to take the tour. Now, and this is the second point I wanted to make, is that when you show a home, you don't walk in and you say, hi, here's the dining room. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Oh, let me show you upstairs. Here's the thing. You know where you're going to take them first.
Most of the time I do.
You know, this couple,
yes.
they are so excited. They want a master bedroom with a walk-in closet because at their last property, they didn't have that. So you're going to walk in, you guys, come here. Let me show you this.
Yeah.
And you show them that within like the first 5 minutes. And then they're
or
hooked.
Less.
And then they're excited. And then the rest of the home, and it's actually doing them a good service, because, if you walk in, this could be the perfect home for them. And it's the perfect home. But if you showed them the things that they didn't really care that much about, and then finally showed them at the end, the bedroom or whatever that they are so excited about.
Yeah.
Then at the end, they're just going to leave with like, oh yeah, but the rest of it sucked.
Yeah. So I actually have a phrase for that.
Yeah.
And I actually coach to this phrase, and I call it the aha moment. I've called it that for years.
Yeah.
And to your point, yes, I want to get the home buyer, Mr. or Mrs. or Mr. and Mrs. or whoever, I want to get them to their aha moment as quickly as possible when entering a home. Now, let me go a step further. If I know, this will blow your mind. And I don't know if other realtors do this. I have a feeling they don't, because I think most realtors just, smile, open the door and say, knock yourself out and tell me what you think. But not only will I lead someone to, like a tour guide, to their aha moment and serve it up, but if I know that there's something that is a detrimental demerit to the home, like if their basement foundation looks like this,
Yeah.
and the seal plate on the house is literally falling off the edge of the foundation, that's an aha moment. I won't take them to the beautiful $100,000 kitchen. I will take them to the demerit so that I can make sure that they have that as a decision point before they see all of the, rose petals.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I hate to do that, but I'm doing it frankly out of respect for my client, because I don't want them to spend, my average home showing is probably 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want them to spend 25 minutes going, aha, kitchen, bath, and dining room, and blah, and then go to some part of the house like here's a good one. Do you know one of the biggest sinkholes in the entire Midwest is about 3 miles from here? It's huge.
I did not know that.
Like, it is ominous. Like, you can stand on the edge, like literally you can stand on somebody's back deck whose house hasn't been swallowed yet, and you can go, like, it's like you're in a movie and you're staring at where an asteroid landed 10 million years ago. It's probably the size of a football field, except round, and probably almost as deep. So I don't want them to go in the house.
Yeah. This is the best house ever. Oh, by the way, it's going to be swallowed by a sinkhole in 15 years.
So now I can also be humorous about it. Like, I can go out to the deck and I'd be like, well, look, all we got to do is fill this up with water, throw some bass in it, and you've got a great fishing spot right here, Mm-hmm. So you can have fun with it too, without it just seeming like you're totally being a deal killer. But yeah, the aha moment. That's what I'm looking for.
So to kind of wrap up our point is that like, I, as the video person, am trying to show the things that are more likely to create the aha moment
absolutely
at the beginning of the video, and to just pique their interest.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, a home that a couple would have never even, because not everyone's using you, obviously, as a realtor. So
there's about 10, 12,000 other realtors in this market.
But if you're selling your home and there's a couple out there that would have written an offer had they gone and seen the home, never goes and sees the home because they didn't see that something that piqued their interest in the video. Well, now you're, again, from, in this market, 20 offers. Well, wouldn't you have liked to have 25? Because then you just have a few more to decide on. And maybe that 25th offer is the one that goes from, get you an extra 10 grand that you can now go and invest it in something, like just you don't really think about it like that, but you don't know that, the eyeballs that we're getting on this video that we're showcasing to other realtors who have clients.
Absolutely.
And they're texting that too. And they're texting that to their clients and saying, hey, you need to go see this house.
Yeah.
And those result in offers that could increase the sale price of your home.
Let's go a step further. We make 2 videos. So you produce one video, and one video is branded with Shanks Realty Group.
Yeah.
Right. Because I'm doing self-branding for my brokerage and for my client. But we create a second video
for the MLS
with no branding whatsoever, because we want other realtors to be able to copy that video link, which is to YouTube, and it has no branding for me whatsoever. Like, your realtor could send you one of our videos
and you don't know it.
And your client, if you're a realtor, will not feel like you are marketing me to them. All they know is that you, as their realtor, sent them this really sexy video. For all they know, you did it.
Yeah.
So one of the things, like, again, back to, recruiting new agents and experienced agents and mentoring and coaching and showing them how to be even better than they are. Here's what, since 2018, here's what Ian and I have strived to do. It is more important to know how you, our audience, wants to consume what we have to offer, and us doing that correctly, than it is for us to just vomit content on you. So we are like very strategic and well planned and thought out about how we take our real estate photos, video, as well as all of our marketing content, which goes beyond just real estate. And how do we package this product, this home or this brand, and how do we give it to our consumer in a way in which they're going, yes, I want that, versus, you look like a tricky salesperson.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And unfortunately, in our industry, because the education available to realtors and lenders, et cetera, on how to properly deliver a consumable to the general public, the education available, like you're it.
Well, first of all, I hate to say it, realtors are still taking
Oh my
cell
gosh.
phone videos.
They're still in the 80s, man.
No. They're still
Just don't
they're
get
still
it.
taking cell phone photos.
Oh, I know.
They're sending it to somebody at their brokerage, creating a brochure for the property, and taking it to the open house and laying them on the table.
Erg. Oh,
That is still
hate
going
that.
on. And listen, like that's what they were taught. That's what they were told.
Yeah.
And so like I and if it's working for you, like more power to you. But all I'm saying is that if there's a way easier and more fun way to do it.
Well, not just easier and fun, especially when you're leveraging today's available technologies, that you just have to take the time to learn, or budget accordingly so that you can hire in and your company. But you're basically wasting your time. And listen, I can't tell all my secrets, okay? But when I walk into a house, and it starts from the time that I see the listing on the MLS, and when I walk into the house and I see various things that are left by the realtor, without even having spoken to the realtor or the listing agent or anything, I can already tell who I'm dealing with. And as an advocate for my seller, I can leverage that to my seller's advantage during property price and inspection negotiations. Cat's out of the bag, right? You got to know how to read your audience. And part of my audience is 10,000 other real estate agents that I interface with multiple times every day.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Yeah, it is.
There's so much involved with this. Everybody, it seems to me, has this, especially people in my generation, let's say Generation X or baby boomers, they have this perception that, real estate agents, have tall blue hair. We drive gold Cadillacs and have a red, white, and blue magnet on the back door of our gold Caddy. And yeah, that was true back in the 80s and 90s. But that genre of real estate agent,
there also used to be fewer. There used to be there was one agent per neighborhood.
True that. Yeah. The barriers to entry to enter this market space has really lowered. Mm-hmm. And I'm actually sad about that. The good news is that because when you have teams like what you and I have, and how you support Shanks Realty Group and the other people that are here, we stand out. Mm-hmm. So we stand out, not just as agents, but as a brokerage, and so does our listings. So, yeah. Man, we could talk all day on this, couldn't we? How long have we been going for here?
Almost 45 minutes.
My God, but you can this is like the longest episode ever.
But you can tell we're
passionate.
Yeah, we could talk about this for hours and hours and hours and give away all our secrets.
I don't even think we've scratched the surface.
Yeah, and
if you and I put our heads together, we could probably do like a 4-day seminar just on listing promotion and personal branding. Easy.
Probably. Well, and
make millions of dollars.
And you can pick our brains all you want if you
reach out and let us know. Well, I'm a wrap, man. You good on that?
That's more than we anticipated.
I know. Gosh, it's so easy on this particular topic because as far as I know, you and I have the most visibility, especially on social media, of any real estate agent or team anywhere in St. Louis. I've seen no one that has rivaled us as far as online exposure and content delivery. Kudos.
Yeah.
Thanks to you.
I mean, I haven't really.
I pay attention for sure.
Okay, well, I haven't legitimized those claims, but I'm pretty sure I just don't know because I don't know everyone who's doing it. So
I mean, nobody's showing up on my feed, and I've got over 1,000 realtors on my feed. And now, don't get me wrong, I get random, here's my listing coming available, coming soon, and those are all fine and that's normal. But I'm talking about actual strategic content delivery, paid for, dark web advertising, blah blah blah, blah, stuff that people don't care about. So
not dark web, because that's the creepy side of the internet.
What did I say? Dark web?
Yeah, the dark web is the creepy side of the internet. If you didn't know that,
my bad.
That's where all.
Hey, we're in the creepy places too, man.
That's
we're everywhere.
That's where the the stuff like the gang stuff happens.
Yeah. What am I trying to say? Not dark web.
Dark posts.
Dark posts. So, I'm sorry. Yeah.
For those of you out there, a dark post is something.
Yeah, not dark web.
It's like it's a ad that's running on like a Facebook or an Instagram or something, but it won't show up in the person's feed. It only shows up to strategic people that are intended to see it. It doesn't live on the page, and there's certain use cases for that. So,
right. Absolutely. All right. Until next week, official episode 100 next week. Cheers from Shanks Realty Group. Guaranteed rate. Sorry, Donna's not here today. And from you yourself.
Yeah.
Awesome.
See you next week.
Cheers.